The planet Mars, like much of the galaxy, was created by the law of mutual attraction many billions of years ago. Its function was and is not to contain life, but to play a role in the galaxy as an organ of life for the galaxy. Just as we humans have organs, heart, liver, spleen, and several other essential parts to us, the planet Mars is an organ of the galaxy. Always remember that all is one, so what you are, the galaxy is also. Thus, it plays a role as an essential organ in the galaxy's body. So it was never intended to have life living on the surface, and so it was never given an atmosphere that humans could breathe. However, from time to time, aliens in the astral realms drew close to Mars and put robots, Ebons, especially constructed to withstand the extremes of temperature. These robots were sent out over the surface of Mars to explore its possibilities for any sort of exploitation. This proved, by and large, a fruitless search like many of the planets in our galaxy. But these robotic creations did cover all of the surface of Mars in their quest to fulfill the mission which their masters sent them forth to do. We must understand that aliens who live in the astral realms are actually humans who chose neither to stay in heaven nor to incarnate on Earth, but in astral form draw close to certain planets. But they are humans and have all the strengths and weaknesses that we do. Various groups grew close to Mars and disputed the right of ownership of that planet. These aliens had created spacecraft and transported their robots in them exactly as they do today. Eventually, a conflict broke out among the various groups, and battles were fought both in the air over Mars and on its surface, using the weapons that these humans had developed. The result was somewhat cataclysmic, and although Mars was never a beautiful planet compared to Earth, it was reduced to the state that it is today. Eventually, the winners of this long, drawn-out battle were the Reptilians. Reptilians, as has already been explained, are a race that originated on Earth, but have long since developed space travel and terrible weapons. The human aliens stood little chance compared to the dominant power of the Reptilians, and so they abandoned Mars, and in their flying ships drew close to Earth and with their robots started to explore planet Earth. However, the warfaring faction of the Reptilians stayed close to Mars and to this day guard it jealously. Being able to operate both in a physical fashion and in an etheric way, they keep a watchful eye on Mars, not because they hope to exploit it in any way, but simply because it is in the nature of reptilians to guard and to hold what they consider to be theirs. It has been suggested in recent times that Earth people have inhabited Mars, but this story is not true. It is false information implanted in the minds of certain people by reptilian-influenced doctors and scientists in an attempt to divert people on Earth from the fact that the reptilians control both the surface and the etheric realm surrounding Mars. If any human attempted to land a spacecraft on the surface of Mars, they would soon have to confront angry and jealous reptilians, who would in all probability exterminate them. The only beings that were allowed to land on Mars were the creator race that built pyramids, the use of which were radio masts guiding spacefaring people as they moved through the galaxy. Earthly authorities are aware of the situation regarding Mars and will not attempt to inhabit that planet all the while the reptilians guard it. It is because of the long years of conflict that took place on the surface and above the planet that Mars is known as the God of War.